Just missed. Rock solid opening point from
Low 15.
Darderi. He's got some firepower, does Darderi. Big serve, big forehand. 23 years of age himself. Oh yeah, that one has caught the line.
15-0.
The way to shot was difficult in the last matchup for Bellucci. As we see J.C. Ferrero in the house here, a finalist here. Lost to Andy Roddick. Last time an American male won a major. Darderi's got a lot more heft to his shots.
Not 15.
Quite as heavy as Carlos's, but he can rip the ball. I like his backhand down the line quite a bit. Is one of the cameras at the net, is it going askew, perhaps? Yeah, just fix the net strap there.
Absolute is the chair umpire for this one. Do we like the pink vest, Jim?
Carlos can pull it off.
40-15.
How about you?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not sure many people could.
Last year was a summer of Barbie, but he's bringing it back.
Alcaraz.
And his hair's coming back as well, isn't it? At a rate of knots.
First game.
He's hoping to get a racket back from the stringer, I think is what he's indicating.
Luciano Darderi to serve.
Ah.
15-love.
Ah.
30-love.
Ball.
Pretty good power coming off the racket of Darderi early. 126 on that errant first serve.
Out.
30-15.
If you're in Team Darderi today, Jim, what would have been the game plan coming into this one?
Well, he's going out and taking it to Alcaraz. You want to try and limit the offensive options of Alcaraz. How do you take away his ability to be creative? force, blunt force trauma is the best prescription.
Out.
30.
Kim Kleisters, former champion here. Got her family out there. There's her husband, her children, I believe. Nice to see them. They live in New Jersey.
Oh, do they?
A lot of the year, yeah.
Ball.
She can still very much hit a ball, can't she? One of her Legends matches at Roland Garros earlier this year, and she just took over that court.
40-30.
Ball.
Deuce.
As far as speed of courts go, this one of the quicker courts that the players will play on throughout the year, but with the cooler conditions this year at the US Open, it slows things down a little bit.
Does that suit Alcaraz?
Well, the more time Alcaraz has to operate, the better.
Ball.
And he's been gifted a break point
Advantage,
opportunity with a couple of
Alcaraz.
double faults coming. Whether it's the moment, whether it's the sun, whether it's the opponent, Darderi's feeling a little stress early here.
Out.
Important first serve, struggled to land that first serve early on.
Well, it's a lot to take in. This court, it's the biggest fully dedicated tennis court in the world, and there's a lot of intricacies in the structure above with the roof, the lattice work. It might take a little bit of time for the Italian to get cozy in here.
We saw his compatriot Mattia Bellucci
Advantage,
maybe freeze a
Alcaraz.
little bit early on in his match with Carlos a couple of nights ago, excuse me. He won one game in the first couple of sets there. Kind of settled in a little bit in the third, but by that point it was too late. Yeah, and the leg cord not helping
Alcaraz.
Darderi there. So perfect start for the 2022 champion. He breaks immediately to lead 2-love.
Alcaraz leads 2-love. First set.
Such a great job on return in that match with Bellucci. He won 58% of his first serve return points. Said that has been an area of his game that he's been working on. So he's already gone through some technical changes with the serve, the backhand in recent months as well.
Also went through an equipment change in the offseason related to wanting to improve his return to serve. Added 5 grams of weight to the racket. Didn't change the balance of it, put it right in the middle of the frame, so the balance was the same, but 5 grams is a significant amount of weight for a player. Even adding 1 or 2 can sometimes throw people off. But he was able to do it pretty seamlessly, according to his coach, Juan Carlos Ferrero, in the offseason. And the intention was the little heavier racket might just be a little bit more stable when he's facing the big serves. And
30-love.
if you have a lighter racket, sometimes the flimsiness of that can cause it to vibrate a little bit more when a 130-mile-an-hour serve is coming your way.
No better test of that than his first round match here against Riley Opelka. Came through that one in straights.
Yep. Alcaraz's racket was 302 grams, raw, naked, unstrung, not gripped with the over grip. Now it's 307.
So that would feel noticeably different in the hand, Jim.
Oh yeah, definitely.
40 low.
But he's so talented, he was able to seamlessly implement it. A little more weight through the shot with the same same swing speed is going to create more pace on the ball, isn't it? It's going to travel a longer distance, so it is certainly an adjustment initially.
And he needed more pace, didn't he?
40-15.
You know, it's funny. You can't be satisfied if you're Alcaraz. Sinner is the world #1.
True.
So both of them continue to look for edges, and that will be an ongoing process, as it was for the Big Four generation as they chased each other around the track.
Game Alcaraz.
Right, he's got off to a perfect start here as Carlos Alcaraz, just over 10 minutes gone, and he already
Alcaraz
leads by 3 games to love.
First set.
Four.
15 low.
When they were 14 or 15 years of age, they played in semi-finals of a tournament in France. Alcaraz got him 7-5 in the third. It was a European competition, Italy against Spain. So that was the last time they played. He just started training with Juan Carlos Ferrero at Alcaraz that week.
15 low.
Darderi said, right, yeah, now I'm off to train with Ferrero. And then a week later, he beat Federico Gaia, who was about 120 in the world. And then, of course, from about the age of 16 onwards, it's just been only going one way.
What's interesting about that, too, if you think about
15.
that competition in particular, Italy versus Spain, at that juncture, Spain was far more dominant in men's tennis.
Yep.
And that has reversed. Even as great as Alcaraz is, the depth and quality of the men's tennis players. It's a huge advantage to the Italians. They've invested so much money into their minor league system, which allows their players to train and play at home and have their coaches be able to watch them play these tournaments and to save money by not having to spend it as much on flights and hotel rooms. And that investment has, I think, turned a lot of heads. People like the US Tennis Association and Tennis Australia and other nations that have capital looking. As he gets on the board, Darderi. Italy is really being held up as the model for player development right now.
You could almost play a full year
3 games
just
to
on
1.
tournaments in Italy, couldn't you, at the moment? So no surprise that they've got so many thriving right now. Just a quick reminder to download the US Open app. I'm sure you've all got it by now. Just to guide you through the next week and a bit of the US Open. It's available on the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store as well.
He's
a bit of a fiery character, is Darderi. Pretty infectious personality that he has. There's his dad there in the blue bucket hat. Looks of Filippo Volandri, the Italian Davis Cup captain, and Alberto Aryna as well, who watches almost more tennis than anyone on the planet, I think.
30 low. 40 love.
One of his favourite combinations, the drop shot, the lob. Brilliant from Alcaraz. And then he extends the lead to 4-1.
Alcaraz leads 4-1, first set.
Four.
50 love.
That's really good from Darderi.
Darderi just playing the same type of shot time and time again, and Alcaraz trying to push and prod with some slices and some looping forehands, but not able ultimately to get the answer. 21 shot exchange won by the Italian. That's quite an interesting service motion. Darderi gets plenty of pace on the first serve. He's hit it as big as 125, but it's funny how he sweeps the racket out to his right. Alcaraz worked to wipe that aspect away from his game. He had more of a Pat Rafter take back earlier in his career where the racket went out to the right and up. Darderi kind of sweeps it out to the right. It's very rhythmic. It's just an unusual take back. He gets it to the right place. How he gets it there is a little bit more elaborate than I think most coaches would like.
It's a nice confidence boosting hold for Darderi. Quickfire hold to love.
Alcaraz leads 4-2, first set.
Back end of 2024 did Darderi. This kind of time last year was barely winning matches. From the Olympic Games on the 28th of July, he only went on and won 2 more matches. Back end of 2024, on his first round in Cincy and his first round in Vienna, and that was it. So I suppose the good news for him is that he's not defending too many points over the next few months.
That's the silver lining.
Yep.
He's currently ranked 34th, not even including the points he's earned here in this tournament. So a career high ranking of 32 prior to this, he's certainly going to be piercing that. And he's likely to hold that based on no points to defend all the way through the Australian Open and be seeded. Now he'll hope to climb in the seedings because as the 32nd seed in this tournament, the last man seeded, he was drawn out of the hat to draw the number 2 seed in the 3rd round. If you can get a little higher up, you avoid the top seeds in that 3rd round. So that would be a good goal for him, and that was a great forehand from the man in pink.
Got up to 109 miles an hour with a forehand against Billie, did Alcaraz.
40 love.
Spoke about Darderi's pretty woeful end to 2024. It didn't get much better at the start of 25 either. He only won 2 of his first 10 matches on tour this year. And then out of nowhere went to Marrakesh and ended up winning the title in early April. It's just a stunning volley
Alcaraz.
from Alcaraz. So another very simple hold. He's only dropped 2 points on serve so far in the opening 24
balls,
minutes
please.
out here. So new balls here.
Fault.
Serving to stay in this first set. Absolutely flown by, just 25 minutes on the clock.
Love 15.
Got his mum here as well, does Darderi, so full family affair. Dad used to play.
Love 30. Love 40.
To his side, Darderi, another error. And already 3 set points.
Good controlled aggression so far in the set from Alcaraz.
Game.
So again,
And
the
first set
forehand breaks
Alcaraz.
down from Luciano Darderi. Not wasting too much energy
6 games to
whatsoever
2.
this opening week here at the US Open is Alcaraz. Not even half an hour required for him to take the open.
On to be able to spot the serve. Let's see which one he chooses. Went left. He goes
50
left.
love.
It's going to be awfully difficult for him to hit a slice serve from that toss to the left of his head. Almost physically impossible. So you got to cover the tee serve if you're Darderi, if he does that again. And you will be able to see that toss pretty clearly. Alcaraz has regulation toss. It's not a quick serve motion like a Casper Ruud or Terence Ottman, who was so impressive
Yeah,
at
he was.
Cincinnati.
30 love.
Yeah, such a shame for Terence that he wasn't even able to lace them up here in New York and to pull out with injury. Darderi
40
point of
love.
view here, I guess the only thing you can cling on to is that we have seen in recent years the Alcaraz level can go up and down. I know we've not seen it so far this week, but remember that surprise loss that he had to Botic van der Zandschulp. He's had a few other surprise losses. David Goffin in Miami.
Game. Alcaraz.
That loss to, was it Gael Monfils that he had?
Yeah, that
First
was
game, second
that was
set.
on the back end of the disappointing silver medal finish in the Olympics,
Yep.
and that seemed to take the wind out. See that he is fearful of the capabilities of Alcaraz, and he doesn't want to give him any chances to play. Now that's the right idea. We talked about that at the top, Adam, but he's not delivering the goods. 2 winners and 10 errors so far. So his level needs to rise if he's going to continue to play this aggressively and not ask Alcaraz to do too much. But that's what happens if you get a wee bit cautious. The killer comes
Love
out.
15.
You team Alcaraz, team Sinner, or team anyone else at the US Open this year, Jim?
I think it'd be hard for me to imagine that one of the 2 top seeds isn't the winner. You?
15-0.
Yeah, I think that's the general consensus. Probably lean towards Sinner if I had to.
Yeah, me too. I would be delighted to see it happen again here for the third consecutive major.
Oh. 30-15.
And if it doesn't happen, I hope that, selfishly speaking, there's an American in the mix.
And if it is, who would it be? Who's
Well,
your best
it could
chance?
Possibly Ben Shelton, who was in this quarter of the draw, would meet one of these guys in the quarters if they get there. You?
40,
Yeah, Shelton
15.
would be my top American, I think. Plays Manarino, of course, later. I just quite like that he said the other day about him, he almost feels as though he's got a little boring in his game. You know, he's just making a lot more balls, shot tolerance has gone up.
You know what doesn't get boring?
Winning.
Correct.
$40-30.
The actor Steve Carell is watching along today. He is a very avid tennis fan and apparently player, from what I gather.
I saw his audition tape for Anchorman the other day. Have you seen that?
No, how was it?
It's worth a watch. It's on social
One
media.
game all, second set.
So good start from Darderi. Important that he just hangs around here. Just feel as though he hasn't quite settled into this match still. And he was born in Argentina, but certainly for the first 7 or 8 years of his life, kind of flip-flop between Argentina and Italy. Spent 6 months in each country. Moved to Italy properly when he was about 11 years of age.
Low 15.
The third point that Alcaraz has lost on serve.
Four.
Oh. 15-0.
Alcaraz keeping his opponent a little in an uneasy state with his serve and volleys that he's put into the program today. Darderi not sure what's coming his way.
30-15. $40-15.
The top seed Jannik Sinner came through comfortably in his match yesterday, but his first serve percentage was quite low, just 51%. Alcaraz serving nearly 70% today. Nice rhythm.
Game
There's another one,
Alcaraz.
back-to-back aces, 3 for the match. And Alcaraz continues to
Alcaraz
lead
leads
early stage
2
of
games
this
to 1,
second set.
second set.
2-1 now.
And by 1 set to love. Take your seat, please, behind the players. Thank you.
So still on serve, few people just making their way in directly behind where Alcaraz is. Never too early for a honey juice. I was quite impressed when I walked through the gates this morning at about 9:30. There was plenty being sold.
Oh, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Absolutely.
That is the theory around here.
Love 15.
You had the frozen one yet, Jim?
I've never had a honeydeuce, ever. Have you?
What?
Yeah, not my thing.
How'd you know?
Huh?
How'd you know it's not your thing if you never had one?
I don't like sweet drinks.
Probably,
I'm pretty sure it's sweet, isn't it?
It is,
That's
yeah.
what I've heard.
Yeah.
But go on about the frozen. Let's hear it.
Oh, it's just a game changer, that's all. So yeah,
Oh,
those come in that
okay.
hasn't, yeah, if you've not had a frozen one. It's a step up.
Speaking of stepping up, how about that move to the net for Alcaraz? Putting a little pressure on Darderi here at love 30 with one of his signature moves. He gets into the net, and most players wouldn't come in on that shot, right? He's so deep when he hits it, and yet look how close he gets in for the volley. He's got that turbo button in his body somewhere, and he presses, and there he is. And here is a real problem for the Italian. Second serve at love 30. Alcaraz on the baseline, pouncing, and he extracts the double fault as a result.
40.
Yeah, it's now 4 doubles that he's hit in this match. Has yet to win a point behind his second serve in this set. Some worried faces in that box right now. 3 break points.
Fifteen 40.
.108 miles an hour on that second serve. That was throwing a little bit of caution to the wind.
Out.
30-40.
That's good stuff from Darderi. 40 down and able to save those break points.
Yes.
Speed for pace. That time, Alcaraz a little bit late on that forehand, and
Advantage
Darderi
Darderi.
as Houdini here in this game.
That is biggest serve of the match as well, 127 miles an hour. Equals Alcaraz's biggest.
Fault.
Deuce.
Forza Luli, dai!
Kind of caught between a rock and a hard place, I think, with that second serve. Knows that he can't afford just to roll it in because it'll get punished, but when he starts trying to hit a little quicker, that one over 100 miles an hour, it's another double fault. Oh, and he just read him. Such incredible anticipation.
And he breaks early, Alcaraz, to cover the cross court, but he was already
Alcaraz.
committed, Darderi, and that was a nice little pickoff. Good look at the low take back that Alcaraz has brought into his backhand swing this season, kind of hip holstering it, if you will. Hands right by his hips, racket pretty low. Easier to accept pace. Before, his racket was much higher up in the air, needed to travel more of a distance to get to the contact point.
So this time, Alcaraz does make his move, his fourth break point, and well and truly takes control of this match now. Setting a break in front.
Alcaraz leads 3-1, second set.
Pretty good job just to hold it all together here. Luciano Darderi can get pretty down on himself on court. You can stay connected to the US Open on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and on WhatsApp. You can join the conversation with us at hashtag US Open. So you mentioned, Jim, that you were leaning towards Sinner over Alcaraz. For what reason?
Speed of the court. The same reason I had Sinner as the favorite in the Wimbledon final before the match. I think Sinner has such weight of shot and consistency of depth of shot that it makes it harder for Alcaraz to bring his full bag of tricks to the party. And when they get into a baseline exchange, when it's just about throwing blows as hard as they can, Sinner is better at it. He's more programmed to do that. That, for me, just nudges it slightly in his favor.
Yeah.
But I hope that we just get another great match like they played here in 2022 in the quarterfinals into the wee hours of the morning. Sinner had match point there. Alcaraz beat him and won the title.
Yep.
Could have been Sinner's title very easily.
As it could have been at Roland Garros just a few months ago.
Sinner's going to need to serve better than he did in his last match if he is in the finals against Alcaraz. 51% will not get it done. Long way to go. Lots of fun moments here at the US Open between now and the final Sunday. But it'll be the third Sunday of the singles this year for the first time.
His hands are just to die for. Has not lost a point when he's come forward today.
This is so difficult too, because he's coming in with speed of his body weight, and then he just catches the ball on his racket. Absorbs all the pace, and the finesse is fantastic. Oh, come on.
Oh, well, if anyone could pull that off, that man could.
40-30.
He's feeling it. Took the first return out of the air with a volley and tries to go around the net here. And the post denied him. You can't beat the keeper, but you can't beat the post.
Yes.
This is as close as he's got, Darderi, to having a look at a break point today.
So let's see what Alcaraz thinks his move is here at a tension-filled moment. Is this a serve and volley play from him? Does he stay back and be a little bit more conservative? His tendency is to go big and aggressive. Let's see what he brings. So too Darderi's, huh?
Alcaraz.
Yeah. Do you like that play, Jim?
Not necessarily. I don't know that you need to hit it as close to the sideline. Maybe he wasn't aiming for that, but through the middle of the court, push Alcaraz on his heels would have been preferable. There was Alcaraz looking to serve and volley.
Yes.
It's his first double.
Alcaraz doesn't wear hats, at least not when he plays tennis matches. And Djokovic doesn't like to wear hats either, but when he played at 11:30 the other day, when he was on the side Alcaraz is on the sunny side, he wore a hat, and then when he was on the shady side, he did not. That sun's a problem over there for the server. That sun is just right where you're tossing your ball toss if you're a right-hander.
This time he did hit the return you were asking for, deep down the middle. And for the first time today,
Advantage
Luciano Darderi has a
Darderi.
break point. Great look at the enormity of this stadium from the top there. Pressure though from Alcaraz.
You could see him getting ready for the attack as the return floated. Alcaraz winding up. Pretty clear he was going to come in behind the forehand. And that was not an easy volley that he centered. So first mini crisis averted for the Spaniard.
Advantage Alcaraz.
First serve has been excellent from Alcaraz today. 23 of 26 points that he's won behind it.
Game Alcaraz.
So Alcaraz survives. Just a moment of real adversity today on his serve.
Alcaraz
He now
leads
leads
4
by a
games to
set,
1,
4
second
games to
set,
1.
and by 1 set to love.
The long weekend, Labor Day weekend in the United States, kind of marks the end of summer. School will be back in for the New Yorkers come Tuesday. Lots of tennis between now and then.
Out. 15 love.
Said after his last match, Alcaraz against Billie, that he was just trying to stay positive, stay aggressive all the time and not have those ups and downs in the match that we've maybe associated with Carlos over the last year or two.
Out. 15 all.
What do you put those fluctuations down to, Jim, that we sometimes see from Alcaraz? Is it literally just a loss of focus, or is it a little more than that?
I think it's his personality. I think he's a guy who likes to entertain.
Is that the physio called?
Probably. I think some of it comes down to also his high wire act style game, where the percentage play is not necessarily always the one he selects. So, you know, that can challenge him. Oh, so good from Darderi. Darts into the net and scoops that one past the Spaniard, but what makes him inconsistent also is what makes his game style so attractive.
Yep. 100%. And I guess you wouldn't want to coach that out of him, right?
No, I would. Some of it.
Some of it.
Yeah. I know Juan Carlos Ferrero has tried to make him a little bit more Spanish in nature. And what I mean by that is the Spanish tennis players,
40-15.
they're the most disciplined players in the world as a nation. They're trained to make the right percentage shots all the time. And how many times did Nadal win doing the same thing over and over again?
But then do you not
Game
lose what
Darderi.
makes Carlos so great?
Well, as Darderi holds there just to stay close
Alcaraz
here,
leads
that's
4
been the
games
push
to
and pull
second
that,
set.
that he and Juan Carlos have been going through over the years. Carlos has very much tried to give him the tools to win a little more comfortably. But Carlos has talked about how he's resisted that because it's not as fun for him. He doesn't feel as free on the court. So I thought 2-3 years ago, and I was saying it all the time, to make sure we enjoy Alcaraz now. Because surely he's going to take some losses, and he has, by the way.
Yep.
Losses like he had to Djokovic this year in the Australian Open, to Zverev last year in the Australian Open. Losses he should not have suffered because he didn't play percentage tennis. I thought those losses would sting enough for him to make the change. And he certainly won so much that maybe those losses didn't sting him the way that maybe a few in a row would. But he's maintained that level of thrill ride, which makes him the most interesting man in tennis currently.
Yep.
So it's good for us as fans. I don't know that long term it will mean that he's as successful as someone who's so automated like Sinner, to do the right thing all the time on the court. Does that make sense?
100%.
Sometimes that happens with me. Our maiden voyage in the booth together. You're bringing out the best in me. Yeah.
Thanks, Jim.
Let's second serve.
Well there, Darderi. A little final backhand, just got that one dipping down nice and low.
15-13.
We've talked a lot about Alcaraz, but Darderi in this set has really cleaned his game up. He's only made 4 unforced errors after making 14 in the opening set. So he's forcing Alcaraz to play a lot more shots, and right now it's getting him more involved in Carlos's service games.
He had a break point in the last one, 15-30 here. Just right. What a point that was. And Darderi has now come to play.
Darderi outpacing Alcaraz for much of this match off the ground with the speed of shot, but not accuracy. And some of these gets from Alcaraz just defy logic. How he was able to make a passing shot even possible. This next shot is incredible. Look where that lands. That is a ridiculously hard shot to handle for Darderi, who does it so well and nearly had to play another one. Now he's earned himself 2 break-back chances and a lot of love from the crowd.
It's a brilliant serve. 108 miles an hour, but sliding away from Darderi. His big wingspan couldn't get on the end of that one. next here. The decibel level has risen from Luciano Darderi, as has the skill level. We're on serve in this second set now at 3-4. So, Jim, we might have a match on our hands here.
15 love.
Well, you can hear the exertion coming from Darderi, but the accuracy is really the big thing. In the opening set, he was hitting the ball significantly harder in the ground stroke exchanges than Alcaraz, and I think that's still held in this set, but he's just not missing. And he's gotten himself involved in a nice way. And this is what the crowd really wants to see. They don't want to see a clinical rout from Alcaraz. They want to see him challenge and have to come up with greatness. They don't want him to lose, but they do want to see him tested, and that is definitely happening in this set.
Okay, so it's Alcaraz asking for the physio. We saw the umpire 10 minutes or so ago on the walkie-talkie, but obviously no physio had been called at that point, so just keep an eye on whether Alcaraz is suffering with something here.
Maybe he needs just to get a little trim to the buzz cut. just get the clippers out real quick.
Get his brother on.
It's getting a little long. Let's hope that it's something as innocuous as that. Doesn't seem to be injured at all, Alcaraz.
I thought he said the knee.
Is that right?
But I may have misheard that.
Well, no, he's just flexed his right leg, so maybe you're onto something. But he's onto something in this game. 15-30 for the world number 2.
Oh, wow, what a return. And what a response this has been after being broken in that previous game.
The crowd doesn't understand how amazing that shot was. They gave that very tepid applause. He just sidestepped that serve and pulled it inside in, swatting it away like it was easy. I guarantee you it wasn't. Not an easy situation for the Italian here, that 15-40.
Out. 30-40. Yes.
2 excellent first serves that he finds. He has him down as 6 foot on his bio. I feel as though he looks a little bigger than that.
That's the aura. He's definitely looking at that right leg. He keeps leaning on it, flexing it, testing it. Something's amiss there.
Advantage, Alcaraz.
Still hitting it as sweetly as ever from the back of the court. Another break point.
Yes.
Another first serve that he finds. So important when you consider he's only won 2 of 14 points behind his second serve in this set.
Nice little exchange between the players after that point. Alcaraz trying to head fake his way into guessing correctly again, and Darderi didn't fall for it. Found the open court and an ad in. Both players sort of smiling at each other after that point ended.
Fault.
That's some big hitting from Luciano Darderi. What a great hold that was. To fend off a whole host of break points. Levels this second set up at 4 games all.
4 games all, second set.
Alcaraz just changing his racket here.
Yep, new balls coming into play. It's time for some fresh strings with a little bit more tension to control the balls. That'll be a little bit quicker for the first 3-4 games. I had an interesting discussion with a player agent the other day about the overall balls in tennis, not these specific ones here. These are not really fluffing up too much because the court's pretty quick. There's not a lot of grain in the surface, that the friction that can make the nap of the ball really get bigger and then get heavier as they get more worn down. But it's interesting to hear from this player manager saying that he thought some players might even consider changing rackets in the middle of the lifespan of the balls, because they're so different. The balls, when they're new, they're so much lighter, and then by the last 4 or 5 games with the balls, it's like they need to go looser with their strings to give them more spring. I've seen a lot of players
15.
like Tsitsipas and Khachanov and Bublik changing rackets to get more power to tackle these conditions. We'll see how that develops over the years, but this second set is developing into something quite interesting. All of a sudden, Alcaraz had the 3-1 lead, was looking quite good, and now it's all tied up.
First service.
More troubling, we think that Alcaraz has called a trainer that will be coming courtside here, possibly at the next change of ends, to look at his right leg.
15-0.
This US Open ball much lighter than the ball they were using across the grass court season, for example. Very heavy, and yeah, that one was getting pretty fluffed up. A lot of the players pretty happy that they've been able to use this same ball all the way through the North American hard court swing. God, seeing it like a beach ball right now is Darderi.
15-13.
So just preparing something here to give to Carlos.
Fault. Out.
30-0.
Good strong attack there from Alcaraz.
40-30.
It's not just the lack of unforced errors coming off the racket of Darderi that are troubling Alcaraz. It's also the fact that he's hitting his forehand much bigger this set than he did in the opening set when he was spraying it. Darderi, he's lifted 3 miles an hour on average higher. 83 miles an hour his forehand now is upper echelon speed on tour.
Game Alcaraz.
All right, so ace number 8 gets Alcaraz through the
Alcaraz
game,
leads
and
5
right
games to
on
4,
cue, here
second
comes the
set,
physio.
and by 1. Low 15.
Some of that. Great depth from Alcaraz, who immediately gets to love 30. 2 points from a 2 sets to love lead.
out.
15-30.
Such a good serve there, Darderi, and just came back almost onto his baseline. Brilliant from Alcaraz. 2 set points.
Darderi served well in this set when he's been down the break points. See if he can escape with some more deliveries. Not this time. Alcaraz is going to get a swing at this one.
Game and second set, Alcaraz.
6 double fault, unfortunately for Luciano Darderi, and despite
6
the
games to
problems
4.
with the leg,
Alcaraz
it is
leads
Alcaraz
2
who
sets
leads
to
by
love.
2 sets to love.
Love 15.
It was a nice adjustment in the second set from Darderi, which helped him close the gap and get quite close to Alcaraz. And that was moving a little deeper on his second serve return, and by doing so, he gave himself a chance to really go after those returns. First set, his average return speed was around 70 miles an hour. On those second serves, how about 82 miles an hour in set 2? How's that for an uptick?
Yeah. Bad news for Darderi is that Carlos Alcaraz, in his career, 51 times he has won sets 1 and 2. 51 times he has won the match.
(15-30).
Under pressure straight away here. Here's Alcaraz, 15-30. Definitely had more success on the Alcaraz serve in that second set, did Darderi.
30.
Do you know, Jim, in your fountain of knowledge, whether there's ever been a player who's never lost a match in their career after winning the first 2 sets?
I think you'd have to put a limit on the minimum amount of matches to
Sure.
do that. There probably are some who have a very small. Oh, that's so good. You know, if you have 1 or 2 matches, you might, but
Yeah.
40-30.
don't know. It's a great question.
Shark on the case.
Well, it's that or a Chat GPT. One of the two.
Are we trusting that
Well,
completely?
there's a little bit of drift, but you know, it's okay.
Game
All right, good hold
Alcaraz.
from 15-30. No sign that that leg is
First
causing him
game,
too
third
much
set.
problem whilst the point's actually being played out.
And he's using that. But if you're from Italy, how do you resist all that food?
exactly
How
right.
do you do it? You
It's
can't.
impossible.
You can't.
Let's cut him some slack.
Yep.
Love 15.
Let's dive back in a little bit to the newly configured backhand of Alcaraz. We'll get a good look at it here, how the racket stays almost at the level of the ball on takeback. It's quite low instead of in the prior iteration. That's a brick volley and a chance for Alcaraz at love 30. And this time last year, Alcaraz's backhand, when he would load up for one, the racket head would be almost at head height, and he would use gravity to add some speed to the shot. His speed of shot is identical this season to the one last year, but I think the reason they went for the change, I think, and I need to confirm this with Juan Carlos, is to help him handle pace coming at him. The lower racket, it's already closer to the target, a little less motion. And he's moving forward here for a break of serve.
Love 40. Lead for service.
The game's speeding up. There's no question about it. You look at the numbers on tour the last couple of years, in particular, the average forehand speeds have climbed about 2 miles an hour on average, which may not sound significant, but it is. And you've got to be ready to handle huge pace coming at you. The simpler your swing, your ability to shorten the swing to meet the ball, better it's going to be for you to make solid contact. Ooh, that contacted the line.
15-40.
You speak Italian with your hands?
Yeah, it's the law, isn't it, for Italians to speak with their hands?
Can you interpret that?
I have no idea, I'm afraid, Jim.
That's just too good. That's where that abbreviated backswing really works. 98-mile-an-hour serve, and he just leaned on it with his body weight, Adam, and used the pace of the server against him.
If you're nitpicking, Jim, are there any areas of the Alcaraz game right now that you feel can still go up another level?
His service accuracy, but that's going to be challenging at 6 feet tall.
Sure.
For him to match the taller servers with pace and into the corners of the court, that'll be tough. But his target should really be, what was the accuracy of the 6'1" Roger Federer? What was the accuracy of the 6'1" Pete Sampras?
Yep.
Arguably the two greatest servers of all time. They may not be as good, as difficult to deal with as someone like John Isner's freak show serve. I love John, he's a good buddy, but he's 6'10". That's just different. But Alcaraz's accuracy is far, far less than Federer's. That's really it. He's got all the shots, doesn't he?
30 love.
Got too many shots.
But, you know Stephen Wright, the comedian? You're too young to know who that is? You're probably too young.
Be.
He's a very dry, sarcastic comedian. And he, you know, one of his famous little quips was, "The world's a small place, but I wouldn't want to paint it." And like, in a way that makes me think about Alcaraz. Like, he has so many shots, it's almost too much.
Yeah.
$40-15.
Anyway, I digress, and you'll know in time working with me, Adam, that sometimes it's a free-form jazz exploration, and we can
get on board with that.
We can be arrhythmic in the booth at times, so you just got to roll with the punches. But what is absolutely happening right now is that since the medical timeout, Alcaraz hasn't put a foot wrong, and he has run right through Darderi. I'll have whatever that trainer's.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So first 3 games of this third set all going to plan for Alcaraz.
3 games to love. Third set.
Fault.
Love 15.
Sunshine. Definitely disturbing Darderi on that one. And like a good Italian, he uses his hands to describe the situation, so we can understand it. But it is no joke. It's just a nuisance at this time of the day on all the courts around the grounds, not just Arthur Ashe Stadium.
Fault.
Who's been the best Italian at speaking with their hands over the years? do
Oh,
you think?
Fabio Fognini
Yeah.
is pretty darn
Probably
impressive.
the #1 seed, isn't he? Oh, yeah, even that's caught the line.
Love 30.
This is the score since the medical timeout. If you just take basketball scoring, it's 18 points to 5 in favor of Alcaraz. Amazing run he's on.
Can I just say,
15,
Jim,
30.
now, I need to fact check this, but I've just been sent a tweet, or an X, whatever you want to call it, from F. Macefield, who says the only person never to have lost a match from 2 sets to love up is, maybe unsurprisingly, Rocket Rod.
How about them apples?
So I need to fact check that, but
I just want to say, if that is true, that might be the only good thing that
15,
social media does all year long.
yeah, good point. Meanwhile, Darderi staring down the barrel of another couple of break points here.
Fault.
Got
And
it.
again,
Game,
getting snugged on the
Alcaraz.
line. And Alcaraz is absolutely racing towards the finishing line here. 4-love.
Alcaraz leads 4 games to love. Third set.
I wonder if that knee's going to be all right for the golf course later, Jim.
Well, the good news is it's his right knee, and he's a right-handed golfer, so that the left knee is the one that bears the brunt of the torque.
True.
As you know, because you're probably heading over to the par 3 to play some with Colin Fleming after this, right?
That's certainly
a little later
part of
today.
my game plan.
Yep.
Out. 15
Alcaraz
love.
is traveling with his own set of golf clubs. I saw them in Cincinnati, and he has been playing at a golf course on Long Island about 20 minutes away from here. Private golf course, so he can get around in a cart. There's never anyone there. Played it a couple times.
Let.
Have you played
For
with him?
service.
No, not played with him. Andy Murray has, though, right? That was a thing
Yeah.
at Wimbledon, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I saw Alcaraz and Casper Ruud. They were kind of pitching for some playing partners, weren't they, to try and take on?
15.
It's a great way for tennis players to get away and still do something that's fun, but not taxing on their body. It's just a great escape for the mind as much as anything, but it's still a fun way to compete.
Yep.
It really is a great outlet if you're inclined. There's certainly plenty of others. Not many
30,
players,
15.
however, play on their days off at majors. Yvonne Lindell used to do it all the time here in New York. He lived in Connecticut, so he would drive, play his matches here. Then on his days off, he would practice at home and play golf. 8 consecutive finals he made at the U.S. Open, Lindell. 3-time champion.
Out. 40, 15.
Turned out to be a pretty good coach for Andy Murray, too, didn't he?
He's presenting the trophy this year, is that right?
Is that true?
I think so. I think that's what I heard.
Very cool.
Fault.
He's already walking towards his chair.
Yeah, he almost has his hand out ready to shake and just get on with it. A little showtime from Darderi, a little crush and rush. Perhaps just out of frustration, since we haven't seen him do that in other times in the match, but that was certainly effective. You get to keep
Yeah,
that,
you
sir.
keep that, sir. Put that in your pocket. I wish all tournaments did that, actually. Last few weeks over in Canada, you could keep the balls, but in Cincy you had to throw it back.
Deuce.
It is a bit silly not to let the fans keep the balls, isn't it? I think tennis is making plenty of money. I think they can afford to spring for a few extra cans of balls on the court. Surely that can't be the issue.
Advantage Alcaraz.
Another good serve there, and it's worth reminding, if there are balls that go out of play, the chair umpire has a whole host of balls with varied conditions of use, so he can find a ball that suits and kind of fits in with where the balls are within their life cycle.
Yep.
But these balls are probably not going to get used for too much longer.
It certainly has that feel to it.
Alcaraz
One game away
leads
here, Alcaraz.
5 games to love, third set, and by 2 sets to love.
Struggling with something in his left thigh before this match got started, and it's just got gradually worse as the match has gone on. So he's just had a little massage for 60 seconds or so, didn't take the full 3-minute medical timeout. And he's now serving to stay in this year's US Open.
Love 15.
Been a constant problem for Darderi, as has just winning any points behind his second serve today, in all honesty. He's just going to swing from the hip here.
Wait, please.
And that return
Love 14.
brings him 3 match points.
$15-40. $30-40.
Well done. Still fighting out here, Darderi. 3 match points saved.
Deuce. Advantage Alcaraz.
See Darderi just not able to really make a move for that one. Whatever's troubling him in the leg there, definitely apparent. As Alcaraz on the brink again.
Game,
Talk about
match.
smooth sailing
Alcaraz.
for Carlos Alcaraz into the Sweet 16 here at the US Open without dropping a set, just as he did back in 2022. Nice embrace at the net for 2 players who go all the way back to the junior days, known each other since they were teenagers. But Alcaraz looking in ominous touch right now. There's that familiar golf celebration that we're seeing on this court. It'll be a Frenchman up next for him, either Benjamin Bonzi or Artur Rindiknesh gets this one done in just about an hour and 3/4, 6-2, 6-4, 6-love.